Hello again, bonjour and welcome to episode 17, I think now, of Voyage autour de ma chambre and the second installment on my trip to Uzbekistan. So, let's sit down, and what I've done is I've left my beautiful silk tunic hanging, just to make sure that we don't forget it from yesterday. So, as I said, we found this really wonderful bed and breakfast, absolutely gorgeous, learned how to make bread, ate a lot of milk, camel milk, and then, of course, the one thing that Nicholas and I had to do was to be very, very careful, because if we saw the police and were asked for our passports, we didn't have any visa. So we were very, very conscious of that. So we go about and explore the streets and meet another foreign couple. And it's like, what? Because we thought we were the only one. So we're in Bukhara. I forgot to tell you where we were, which kind of helps. And we meet this couple. Nicholas starts talking to this couple, and we end up realizing that they have the same friends. And we thought, what is the likelihood right in the middle of Uzbekistan in 1993 to be at the same time in the same place and share those friends? That was completely crazy. And it's when it dawns on you that the world is so small. And it was already that small at that time, which, makes it even smaller nowadays. And I don't know if you've ever had this thing happening to you, but it's kind of like synchronicity, when everything gets together. And Nicholas starts talking to them and decides to sit down, and we are by the main square, and the main square, there is a kind of a pool inside the square. And around the pool, which is a rectangular or square pool, I can't remember, there are little restaurants, and they are all on like on a little stage, I would say. It's kind of elevated, and you have these low tables. And again, today I can sit like this, and then you sit like this, and then you drink tea or you eat rice. And I remember in those restaurants they had these massive pots, kind of like giant paella pots, yes, where they were making rice. And I really wanted to go out, and I really wanted to explore the town. So I left him there. And I remember having this old Soviet camera with the films inside and just going all over the place. And Bukhara is so beautiful. It was like nothing that I had seen before. Just imagine the sun shining on the domes of beautiful mosques and buildings, and all of that made of this magnificent kind of turquoise blue, or deep blue mosaic, and it's all shining, and it looks like you are. It's magic. It's just incredible, the light that comes out of it. I have out of the envelope that I got, in like now 3 videos ago. So this is it, discover the Soviet Uzbekistan. So you can actually see those domes like this, absolutely gorgeous. And I think this map has got, yes, it's got a whole picture of Bukhara and how wonderful it was. And of course, no tourists at the time, so it makes it even better. And I remember I bought some little spices as well, but again, I can't find them, which is really sad. Here, another Bukhara map from the from the envelope. So I just love this. It's really amazing. Oh, and one thing that was amazing were these, I don't know if you can see, those beautiful wooden carved pillar as well. That was just absolutely gorgeous. So, yeah, the one thing, and I don't know if you've ever, traveled with a partner and suddenly wanted to do something different from that partner and being torn, like, should I stay or should I go? But that's probably the first time that I understood that regardless of whom I travel with, I have to go and do things that are true to me. And if I want to go and get lost in the streets, and I love getting lost, it is something that is what I want, and I need to do what I want, especially when I'm on holiday. Very, very important. So one of the other things that we did was to go to a market. And in that market, I bought some beautiful things. I bought a superb teapot, which I cannot find to show you. And I also bought a praying mattress. So I want to share with you the praying mattress, because it's not like a praying mattress that you find in Turkey or in Iran or in Iraq. It is actually a praying mattress that is of cotton, and embroidered, like almost like a canvas. So I wanna show you, and I'm going to go on the floor with that. So the one thing that's going to happen is that I'm going to flip my camera. So you're going to have to flip your camera with me, so that I can show you how it is. So bear with me. I think I calculated that here would be a good place. Here you are. So I'll just take that and leave it here. So I used to hang it, I just took shoelaces and then sew the shoelaces, and that used to hang on a bamboo stick over my bed. But I'm not in my flat anymore, so here you are. Just wanna hope you can see. Just hold on a second, and there you are. So these are the praying mattresses of Uzbekistan, which are very, very different from anything that I had seen before. So I just put that here. Look at the beauty of that. And about 3 years ago, actually more, just 5 years ago, I made a stupid mistake. I decided to wash the carpet because it had never been washed. And what happened is that the colors washed out. And when I get, and also it's stained, I don't know if you can see, but there is a little bit of, sorry, I'm just lying down, of stain here. And when I get, and I don't know if you are like me, just let me see if I can do a bit of filming like this. No, I can't. I want to show you this. Okay. When I get into my cleaning mode, it's like Rambo. And the Hoover is my gun machine. I might just change this and we'll go back into normal mode. I'll sit here. And yes, and I'm just so focused on, I'm just so focused on cleaning that I forget about everything, yes? And, hold on, okay, that's better. And I'm really, really sad that I made that mistake, which was really, really silly. So one other thing that I have, and this spraying carpet, would be, again, really very old. They told me that it was about 100 years old when I bought it. And the other thing that I bought, which I love, are my Uzbek boots. Sadly, they're tied because they used to hang on a wall, and it's impossible to undo this. So the only thing that I can do is just show you, if you don't mind, like one, if I turn this, like this, that's it. That's how they look like. Just one boot, because I can't put the other one. But they're beautiful. They're all leather, and you can see the sole. Yes, and just completely and utterly handmade. So I had an amazing trip, and just one day before we left, something else happened. Suddenly the Uzbek and the Turkmen decided that they wanted to close the borders and they wanted to cancel all the trains. And we had to go back to Moscow because we had our flights from Moscow back, we needed to go back to Ashgabat, from Ashgabat to Moscow and Moscow to Vilnius. So we managed to get a train ticket. And that evening, for the day after, and that evening we met a bunch of other foreigners, ended up drinking in a hotel, drank so much champagne. I got so drunk. It was ridiculous. And of course, I woke up in the morning and we had to go. And I was not a happy bunny on the platform, to say the least. The train arrives. And I have never seen a train like this because it was the last train that was going back to Ashgabat. It was full of people and full of all the things that people were taking to sell to the market in Ashgabat. So we had bags of walnuts, bags of flour, and I'm talking 25 kilo bags that were that big. The only place where Nicolas and I could sit was in front of the toilet. And we virtually, I'm not joking, we had to go over the bags like this, yes, in order to be able to go through. So I felt really not well, and I had to have 10 hours on the train in front of the very smelly toilet. If you've ever been in front of a Russian train toilet, you will understand what I'm talking about. And we finally arrived. And when we finally arrived, we managed to get a hotel. And in the hotel, we booked 2 separate rooms. And not that we had an argument. Sorry. It's just that we were only friends. And I opened the door of my hotel. And the first thing I see are crawling cockroaches all over the wall and on the curtains. And I was like, no, this is not happening. I then opened the door of the bathroom and there are cockroaches in the bath. And I just ran to Nicolas and I said, I don't care that we've booked 2 rooms. I'm sleeping in your bedroom tonight. Because of course, Nicolas only had 1 cockroach in his bath. Lucky man. To stay polite. So this was our last night. We then flew back and it was, it was a no problem flying back to Vilnius via Moscow. But I know I've run over again, and I hope you're still with me. But there are a few things that I learned from this trip. First of all, that it's brilliant to have someone who talks the language, even if he doesn't always translate. Second of all, that really your stature, the way that you position yourself and position your body, really also positions your mind. Yes. Another thing is that when you go out to do something, even if you're a couple, even if you're with a friend, you have to go and do the things that you want because it's your time, it's your holiday, and you don't have to be dependent upon anyone to do what you love. And I'm sure there are many other things that I would love to share with you, but I'm very conscious about the time. And this trip, this adventure was really, for me, the beginning of understanding how beautiful the world was, because it was so different from where I come from. Lithuania is full of churches and it's Catholic, so it was still very much like being at home. But Uzbekistan and Turkmenistan, that was something else. Okay, thank you very much, and I really hope you enjoyed this journey with me. Thank you. Bye.